All right, another famous out-of-this-world idea of discos is the Invisible Man. What's the inspiration for this? Tell me about the pitch meeting when this comes up.
All right, when you're in the meetings, writer's block, and I'll never forget this because everybody it literally we'd sit there and just complete silence sometimes. Usually when there was more than like 30 seconds of silence. That's a long time in our room, So we were there like it was like 2 minutes, and just I would always be standing up. I couldn't sit still. Everybody else would always be sitting down. Vince would stand up. Terry sat down the whole time. Ed sat down the whole time. Bill and Bill Banks would brood around the room, just so he would stand up. So I just remember it was like just 2 minutes went by. And I was never forget. I was like, how about this? We show a shot of an empty locker area, and after 30 seconds, coming soon, the Invisible Man. Bro, everybody in the room just popped, just started cracking up and everything. Okay, so they're like cracking up, and. You gotta understand that was the gist of it, that there. Like we weren't gonna book deal, but I would like pop the room with funny stuff like that, So the word got out that of course wrestlers try to make it sound they would really Disco wants to bring in the Invisible Man,
right? And
actually I think Vince was Troy going around telling people, bro, there's your boy that wants to bring in an Invisible Man. Like Vince is going to tell, and we'd all be cracking up. And I was just thinking, look, I'm like, guys, I don't want to have an Invisible Man like that. I go, but what if you had a character on the show that was say a guy like Eugene, or at the time we were doing kind of like Norman Smiley was off his rocker because he was kind of like silly character. What if you had two heel characters, okay, or a heel character that was trying to convince the mentally deficient person that there was an Invisible Man, okay, and that and so like how would you do it, And I said that the first week, coming soon, the Invisible Man, all right, and at the time the silly character that I remember when we did the thing, we were showing those Glacier vignettes, he was coming back again, and Norman Smiley. We did the thing like Glacier had disappeared, right? So we're
with good reason.
So we did the gimmick again, coming soon. We started rerunning the thing, and everybody's like, so. And when we did those vignettes, we show the locker room, which would show a shot of guys show some like Kidman and be like me and Kidman, or so the three guys would be sitting there going this is true, this was on the show.
Yeah.
They'd be like, what? They're like, Glacier again? What are they doing? Go out, stupid kid. They'd be bringing Glacier back.
What was the tagline?
Blood runs cold.
Blood runs cold.
No, blood runs colder. Okay, that's what. We did. Okay, so we twisted it, or I think it was blood runs cold again. Okay, all right. So then, the second week we did it, it's we showed the Glacier vignette, and then we showed Norman Smiley going wow, Glacier's coming back. This is great news. So Norman was the silly guy, the silly character. So we do the empty locker room vignette, and we do the same thing. We pan away, and Norman Smiley's going, oh my God, there is an Invisible Man coming to WCW. And people are looking at Norman yeah, right, buddy. Okay, I'm sure there is, right? So you have Norman Smiley sees the vignette and gets he's worried that there is an Invisible Man coming, right? So week 2, Norman Smiley is walking down the hall, or he does an interview. And in the middle of the interview, the door behind him to the locker room, mysterious, he's in front of the locker room, the door slams shut. Okay, and he's what the? So he looks in the thing, and there's nobody in there. And he's like, oh my God, it must be the Invisible Man. Okay, right? So week 3, another situation where maybe What would you do here? Maybe
You said you were going to maybe put him with someone who...
No. The guys are they're gonna pull the rib on him. So maybe one of the heel characters, okay, is doing the what you call it, the Fight Club gimmick, where he's acting like an invisible man is kicking his ass.
Right.
Okay.
This happened in the ring?
No, this is like back in the hallway.
Room?
In the hallway.
Who could do that? Who could have fun with that here from your roster?
Who would it be? Let's see if he was a heel, Conan, Kidman, and who else could do this with him? Like, who's another?
Conan does a gimmick called the Invisible Booker.
Yeah, no, but right.
When you wait at the airport,
it's got to be another smarky character, like a kind of like it could be a little prick. Let's say it's Jindrak, just like two young, punk kids,
okay.
like Jindrak and Kidman, okay. No, you know what it is? It's Jindrak and let's do Jindrak and Sean O'Hare because they were like teaming with each other, right? Okay, and Sean O'Hare or Jindrak is acting like he's getting beat up in the hallway. And Norman comes up on the scene. He's like, "Oh my God, Norman! I think I've just been attacked by an invisible man." And it's like, okay, so basically, so week 4, all right. Week 4, we are going to. God, how would you progress this? Would O'Hare or Jindrak basically maybe have a would they have a match against the Invisible Man now?
Well, I think you've been teasing it in the locker room, so maybe
you
bring it into the ring.
Right. So now and the announcer
does Norman come down to make the save? That would be hilarious.
Norman is okay. Jindrak is going to wrestle the Invisible Man. Okay. And Norman Smiley is going to be a color commentary for this. All right, with Madden and Tanay, whoever it was, Scott Hudson could be a good guy for this too, and the announcers are just shitting all over this. Okay, that this is, and Jindrak's out there actually like he's wrestling the Invisible Man, and Norman is dead convinced. All right, that this is like
the match.
Look at the Invisible Man. It's like should.
And they're saying, "Come on, are you kidding me?"
Right. So Norman's just convinced, all right, and basically, God, you couldn't really do a special effect here, but I'm not sure.
Is there ever a promo with the Invisible Man?
With the Invisible Man?
Do we ever hear anything?
I don't. You tell me. No, we never hear. It's a rib, so it's
Right.
So how would you pull the rib?
Well, I'm saying they could have. Maybe someone's hiding behind a locker room. I don't know.
Maybe early in the night we did a promo with the
and it's
like
really
the Invisible Man
behind the locker room.
Yeah, right.
Locker doing
right.
That.
So then what we could do is week 5 is. I'm not exactly sure what exactly the setting is, but Norman, the Invisible Man is here. We've got him surrounded, whatever. And Norman comes into the scene, and basically, let's say it's the Natural Born Thrillers. O'Hare and Jindrak were doing this,
right? And
the door closes, and the Natural Born Thrillers are all in the room, and they beat Norman up. Okay, because they revealed, he's come on the reveal. Okay. There's actually no Invisible Man, and they've gotten heat on poor Norman Smiley. Okay, and that's how you and then we do this too. After we show this, we show whatever vignettes we were doing, with the door closing or stuff on that. We're going to show there was say Mike Sanders was filming this with a camera the whole time, showing the rib that they were playing, and so we can go back and if you saw the door close, there was the guys were pulling the string and stuff and all that. So they just so the Thrillers all basically just made Norman Smiley look like a schmuck, and they get heat on Norman Smiley. But this back when Norman's doing the hardcore gimmick. Oh, all right. Yeah. Okay, so now Norman, he comes out in battle armor, right? And he gets he comes back and starts taking it to the Natural Born Thrillers.
Right.
Dressed like an armored superhero.
You've got a legit wrestling angle.
Yep.
Out of this. See, everyone laughed when they heard the Invisible Man.
They heard it, but
you thought he was going to put a title on a guy that didn't exist.
Right.
But it was just to get a wrestling angle going.
Yes, absolutely.
Big.
And I'm telling you, here's the thing about that angle right there. Some of the wackiest angles in wrestling have gotten better ratings than you would think they would. You know, when Vince was doing his thing where it would be a
well, This Is Your Life, I think, was.
Well, no, not that, but that was like thing. But like when Vince was doing Vince and Shane versus Shawn Michaels and God, that popped a rating. That was like getting better numbers than like remember when they did that? So whenever there's stuff that is so like different, it grabs eyeballs.
It generates interest.
It just generates it. It's like, well, what are they doing here? Oh my God, I can't believe they're doing this. Stuff like that. But like, if you do it logically, okay, and spin it like that, I'm telling you, stuff like that gets more people to watch.
What would Wade Keller and Dave Meltzer have said about that?
I'll tell you this. I know Wade. Somebody tweeted this to me the other day. It's like that Wade Keller said he disagrees with almost everything that I have. My take on professional wrestling, he disagrees with practically everything. Okay. And I'm like, all right, that's fine. But I've always felt that my take is that you can basically give your take on professional wrestling, and you can say like things that you think are good, shows you put over, wrestlers you think they've done well, and all I say is, okay, let's marry that to the numbers, because the numbers are the only critic, because that's your bottom line. And you can sit there, what you and I write about a subject, about a match, that's me and you's personal opinion. The only facts we have in the argument are the ratings. The ratings, okay? So if the type of wrestling I like, like back in if you take you can just say it was Crash TV, but if you take the style of the way the wrestling show was written back during the Attitude Era, matches were 3 to 4 minutes long. Mm-hmm. A lot of other content, vignettes, stuff, the show was filled with far less wrestling, and the ratings were a lot higher. Now you can, if you can spin it like, well, there's other factors, but if you just take those basic attributes of the show and marry it to the numbers, and take the fact that today there is a lot of wrestling on the show, and regardless of whether you think that's good or not, you sit there and say, well, we had a 30-minute match and 150,000 people stopped watching from the time the match started. I like that. I think that is a significant indicator that, that maybe that did not work. So I said the fun, like guys like me and Vince, they look at us like we're we're off the wall and stuff and everything. But I just say just marry every argument to the numbers. And like I said, there's too much wrestling on TV these days.